think I did it. I think I developed a functioning Chunkban method uh, in Minecraft, pretty much. So, set. Ignore what's in the top left. That is something that I'll show you real quick. So, pretty much, this is all you need for a really small Chunkban. If you go F3G, you'll notice that this part specifically is built in one chunk, and then this other part is specifically built in another chunk. And this is very important. This is crucial for its success. You have to build it based on the chunk borders. So, for example, as you can see, the slime, redstone, and this is all built in one chunk, and also this, and then this is built in another chunk. So while I was building this, it came to me kind of strange, but I'll just tell you what that is in a second. That's supposed to be like that. Okay. So pretty much how a chunk ban works is it works by basically overloading a specific chunk, which is in this case this chunk, with so much data that basically whenever anybody loads into it, their game automatically crashes. So, well, kind of. The most Minecraft servers have a built-in crash prevention, like overload item crash prevention, which is simply to kick them from the game. So if you enter this chunk, basically you get kicked. But if when you load it again, you'll load into the same chunk, so you'll get kicked again and again and again and again. So it's not a literal ban. It's just you getting kicked over and over and over and over again, and there is no way to stop it. Now, the way it works is a bit complicated, but let me just show you what it is. So this is basically just a little loader which keeps this chunk loaded at all times, but loaded it in a very specific way. This is called lazy loading. So it's not your average chunk loader. This is called a lazy loader, which is a specific type of chunk loading, which is, I'm not going to go into it. It's kind of complicated. And then over on this side, we have the actual metadata filler. So in these furnaces, we have shulker boxes, and these shulker boxes are filled with book and quills. Get this. If I open my book and quill, I actually have a mod installed. You don't need to have this mod on the server, by the way. This is a client-only mod, which means only you have to have it. Where you can just click max, and it'll automatically fill up this book with maxed out Unicode characters. If I then call this, say, high data item, this is a very high data item. It has an incredible amount of data, and these shulker boxes are filled with these books. Now, if you have enough of those in a furnace, then this just pillar right here is loading the server with an incredible amount of data. So much, it's like pretty much on the cusp. And in here, in this chest, we also have one more shulker box. But if you notice, when I open the shulker box, I get kicked from the server. Now, the reason for that is because that chest contains another shulker box that goes over the limit. So there's a limit to how much data you can have in a chunk. These guys fill that limit exactly. So whenever you open a chest with a little bit more of that data, you get kicked. But as you can see, it's not a permanent kick, because when you log in, you don't log in with the chest open. Whenever you rejoin, the chest will close, so you don't get automatically chunk banned. Something really interesting though, the book that I'm using is the fuel for the furnace. You see, you need these furnaces to be filled with as much data as possible, and the best fuel source for a furnace in Minecraft is, get this, dried kelp. Dried kelp actually helps to fill up the chunk data, so much so to the point that it's, if I use like coal here, oopsie, I almost broke it there. But so much so to the point where if you used coal, it wouldn't work. You would have to use specifically stacks of dried kelp in all of these furnaces. And then, all one has to do would be to click this lever, and theoretically, this should permanently chunk ban me from the server. This is like my 7th or 8th attempt, so if you are seeing this, then that means it has worked, and if you're not, then it probably hasn't. Here goes! Oh.
Come on.
Yep, there it is. As you can see, the packet is too big. It is too much data. So whenever I try to reconnect to the server, just give it a second. I can't. Look, go back to server list. I can, try to do anything that I want to. I can't. There's no way to get back into the server. I am permanently chunk banned off of the server. Now, something that I do want to show you is that this is just an Eternal server, right? It's just called exploits.eternals.me. It is a very small, super simple Eternal server. If you wanted to build a chunk ban on, say, like the Donut SMP, you would need a much bigger, much more powerful chunk ban. That's like a really weak chunk ban. Like on most big servers, like on most like actual like proper servers, not the crappy Eternals one, that would not work. And because the Donut SMP is an insanely large server, the chunk ban would also have to be insanely large. So that is basically how a chunk ban works and how I was able to build one.